Hey, awesome admins. Are you ready to learn more about Salesforce Genie and what it looks like for you, a Salesforce admin? I'm Leanne Reimel, and this is Expert Corner, where we hear from Salesforce product leaders and experts to learn more about the technologies that matter for you, Salesforce admins. Today, I'm excited to welcome our EVP of Engineering, Muralidhar Krishnaprasad. He's going to showcase a deep dive demo of Genie and what it means for you, Salesforce admin. Before we get started, I'd like to share our forward-looking statement. Please make all purchasing decisions based on currently available technology. Let's dive in.
Hi, welcome to Salesforce Genie, the real-time platform for customer magic. Let's see how Genie really works. The first step in Genie is bringing data into Genie. We have connectors to all Salesforce sources and also all the third-party sources such as AWS, Google, and so on. Web and mobile tags to be able to collect real-time engagement information coming from your web and mobile apps at scale, and APIs for doing batch and streaming ingestion, as well as connectors to MuleSoft to connect to all your enterprise assets. All this data, whether it's batch or streaming, at scale lands in Genie. Genie can process tremendous amount of scale in petabytes of data and thousands of requests per second. All this data now can be optionally transformed either in real time using our streaming transformations or using sophisticated batch transformations that we call recipes. Now with this cleansed data, let's see the next step. As you can imagine, most of the data in the enterprises have completely different schemas, often very different representations as well. So you have, for example, contacts can be represented as what represents a person in Sales or Service Cloud, whereas the same thing is called Subscriber and Marketing Cloud, it's called Profile on your web, and so on. So what we have done in Genie is to actually support a canonical reference model, which allows you to basically be able to harmonize all this data together into our canonical models. You can enhance a canonical model, package it, ship it as an app exchange as well. With this, you basically harmonize the entire data in your enterprise. And so now you can do identity resolution. So you can actually stitch the IDs of people and accounts together. So you know it's the same person who has opened your emails, who has had a service call, who purchased these things on your website, or who had these sales calls as well. With this unified, normalized, harmonized view of your data in your enterprise, you can now start doing analysis and predictions on it. You can start creating very rich insights on it, whether it's streaming insights or batch insights. You can start doing AI predictions on it and BI analysis on it. But that's where most systems stop. Genie goes above and beyond by also actioning on the data. You can action the results from changes in your data streams or events coming in and send it to Flow. Or you can trigger email journeys or campaigns or call your sales agent. Or let your data analysts start using the tools such as Tableau to analyze all your data and make predictions on it. Or you can actually use our rich campaign segmentation analytics to target people with campaigns through MarTech or AdTech journeys. You can also, because it's built on the Salesforce platform, really build new engaging applications such as Health Cloud that we ship, for instance. Or you can still just use our APIs to completely build new applications or use any SQL tool available in the industry to look at that data. Genie processes data, whether it's batch streaming or real time, and it tries to make sure all this data is metadata aware and is fully accessible via our Salesforce platform. Events and tables are treated equally. So whether you get event streams or batch, you can look at them, query them in Tableau. Likewise, you can also action on them. But more importantly, we want to make sure that all these scenarios, whether it's real-time decisioning, ML processing, event processing, analytics, applications, or just having a hyper lakehouse, Genie can do it together holistically in a platform. Let's see it actually in action. This is the home screen of Genie. As you can see, this is very familiar interface because Genie is built into Salesforce platforms. And as you can see, initially, I have here CRM analytics dashboards embedded. CRM analytics dashboards can work on Genie data natively. Now, let's first look at how to bring data. You can easily bring data into Genie by simply clicking New and then choosing the source that you want to bring the data from. We easily bring data from marketing, Salesforce CRM, commerce, mobile web, ingestion API, Interaction Studio, all the hyperscalers, and many more. Even with these things, we make it extremely easy. You can connect to, say, one or more CRM instances, and you can choose bundles that we give or any specific object that you like. And it's as simple as clicking the object, choosing the type, as the case may be. Here it's profile, choosing the fields you want to bring in, click next, click deploy, and it's done. There's no ETL needed. And in the case of web and mobile apps, you can actually just we ship our SDK there, and you can just take the events, ship the events, and you can easily map the events, as you can shown here, into our schema. So that way, the system actually knows that these are the events that you're actually bringing in with these schemas. Note that whether you bring in events, whether it's batch, whether it's streaming, doesn't matter. It all comes into Genie at scale. Here, for example, in my org, this is a production instance running on NA138. I have over 500 million records ingested into the system. So scale is not a problem. For event ingestion at scale, we can do thousands and thousands of requests per second, not an issue. Now, I have here data from marketing, from commerce, from web and mobile, from CRM, S3, Interaction Studio, Google Cloud Storage, for vehicle telematics, and many more. You can bring data easily from all these sources. Now, let's actually take a look specifically at contact. Contact, as you know, represents a person in Sales or Service Cloud. In my case, it comes with this 46 different fields. You can easily transform the incoming data stream, whether it's event or batch. We support either streaming transformation. This is pilot right now, which allows you to use DPT-style syntax to do at a row-level transformations. Or we allow you to do data prep recipes, which allows you to do batch transformations at scale by doing all these joins. Now, regardless of whether you do batch or streaming, you have all the data created. And now the next step is to harmonize that data. In my case, let's take contact as an example. I have data coming from different places about a person. So we want to harmonize it. How do we do it? Well, we click on this review mappings. Out of the box, we ship over 50 different standardized canonical models. Now, you can extend it and add your own custom model, as I have done here. And you can also package and ship it. Because we are integrated into the platform, all of this is packageable as ISVs or yourself and ship it on the App Exchange. Now, here I've taken my contact, I've mapped it to my own custom contact, and I've also mapped it to individual. Individual represents a person in our canonical model. So if you go to the data model, you see now I have mapped the individual or profile related information from 20 different sources. Marketing Cloud called it subscribers, commerce calls it profiles, web and mobile is called web profile. Doesn't matter. Now I can look at it in a harmonized manner. Better yet, all the relationships are also defined. So the Sales Cloud brings me account contact information. Service Cloud brings me all the related cases. Marketing Cloud brings me all the engagement scores and engagement activity. Commerce Cloud brings me all the product browse activity. So practically, we have the individual as a center with all this related data available for you to really use in your applications. Now, let's put it to good use. First, you can start doing identity resolutions. Identity resolution helps you consolidate the individual so that I have 7 million profiles across all the systems, but they were all the same person, just different IDs. So by using the power of AI ML, we're able to consolidate, create a golden record of these individuals. Genie goes above and beyond by allowing you to create multiple such identity graphs. So you can create a householding graph different from a personal graph, different from a business graph, and so on. Next, you can now start creating interesting insights on top of it. We allow you to create both batch insights or streaming insights, either using UX or using SQL. As an example here, I have created a recency frequency monitoring index, an RFM value, to look at all the people's purchase history. Or I've also created a streaming metric that's looking for the last 5 minutes, all the spend values that are coming in. Regardless of streaming or batch, you can do this at scale. You can also start using AI models on it because we ship JDBC drivers. I have a Jupyter notebook here, but I have created a model, a prediction model based on all of my occupation and everything else and my consumer credit score. Now let's see how you can use the power of this unified, normalized, harmonized data through the rest of the ecosystem. Here's an example of contact in Service Cloud. I have now added the Genie Lightning components, which allows you to now get the unified score, all their activities across the 360 and all their phones and emails. You can also, as a marketer, create rich, engaging segments, which allows you to look at that entire graph and drag and drop various data and create these segments. These segments can now be activated across our hundreds of touch points, both to Marketing Cloud and all the ad tech partners that via our App Exchange. In the case of Marketing Cloud, we make it extremely easy. We take care of business unit separation, we take care of consent, and you can easily activate these activation targets, and they flow naturally into my journey canvas. As you can see, I can look for everybody who has autonomous driver candidates and then send them an email if their propensity to open email is high, or send them ad tech. You can also send that same information to our personalization engine, which is our Marketing Cloud personalization platform. And so that same information is available there. So now your service agent saw the same information as your marketers, and you can now personalize your websites that they land in, or you can personalize their commerce experience because it also shares the same segmentation information. You also not just work with segments, you can also work with events. Just like we showed you that the calculated insights can work on streaming, you can also create these new things called data action targets. You can now create eventing targets across webhooks, across platform events, or across Marketing Cloud. I can easily choose any of these things. I can choose any of my objects here, whether it's the model streaming insights or even calculated insights. Like imagine that RFM metrics I said, I can look for anybody who's now suddenly a big spender and also trigger an alert on it. We have big companies, automotive companies, that's trying to use IoT signals to trigger welcome email or service incident emails based on this. I also have triggers going on my side. And these triggers, for example, in the case of the e-shopper journey action, is actually checking if my purchase price is greater than 1,000, and it's able to send me emails automatically that is personalized because I have now spent more than $1,000. I can also take this and trigger flows. As you can see here, I have a flow triggering an update to a record, and I can do the update on the record as well. That's not all. Genie data is now easily accessible for you in all planes of analytics. So I can start slicing and dicing all of these records based on the subject lines I have encountered, all the users in the system, how many times we have actually talked to them, this person 14 times, what kind of language, and so on and so forth. You can create rich, engaging dashboards. For example, these are all the vehicles driven by people along with their average speed. You can start slicing and dicing and just looking at the data in open source tools such as dbeaver. I can start looking at all of this data because the data is accessible. We have an open platform. We are open not just for our own thing. You can also take all this data, create these things called data shares, and you can go to Snowflake with our recent partnership. You can actually look at all the Salesforce Genie data in Snowflake. Look at this. I'm actually typing a live query in Snowflake where I'm able to look at any of this data in Genie live with no copies, no ETL, because Snowflake is now directly integrated to us in this example. Now, as you can see, this is compiling, running the query, and you should see that results shortly. As you can see, this is live coming from Genie. You can also use Databricks as an example here. I have my connection in Databricks here. And as you can see, I can create models. I can train the regression models. I can actually go map it as well. Not just that, you can create new apps as well. Here's an example of a Health Cloud app, which is basically taking all the scores we have and creates some rich insights and is able to actually trigger flows so that if your health score drops, you can actually trigger an alert to your doctor or physician. So this is the magic of Genie. It allows you to basically look at analytics, look at event processing, look at new applications, marketing, commerce, your service agent, your sales agents, and many more. Thank you.
That was awesome. If you're ready to learn more about Genie, make sure to check out the show notes linked for this video, where you'll find all the resources you need to dive in. That's it for today's Expert Corner. Please make sure to subscribe to the Salesforce Admins YouTube channel so you never miss a video like this, and visit us at admin.salesforce.com. I'll see you next time.